I've drawn Taylor Swift's face onto my fabric and now I'm pinning it up onto my frame. This frame is actually quite soft, so it's not that difficult to put the pins in, which is a relief because, as I've said before, this is the process I like least. Anyway, it's coming together. The pins are going in and the fabric is getting taut. And I'm going to soon be done. So I'm now waxing the areas that I wish to keep white with a junting and very hot wax. The wax falls out of the nib of the junting. I have to be very careful and I have to concentrate. It is quite fiddly, but more important than this is if I don't follow my lines, this portrait in the end will not look like Taylor Swift, and that would be very disappointing. So I'm concentrating hard, very hard, going over the pencil lines carefully. So I'm nearly done with my junting work, nearly finished, and once this is done I will start using a paintbrush. And here we go, much quicker filling in the big areas with a brush. It's very soothing too, I enjoy this bit. You do have to keep going in and out of the wax to make sure that your brush is full of hot wax, but other than that, it's very straightforward and very soothing. And I am now very nearly done with all my waxing. Complete. So now I apply bright lemon dye all over my fabric. I use a sponge. Everywhere that's waxed peeks through. The lemon dye will not get absorbed into the waxed areas. And I take off excess dye. So now my fabric is dry and I'm waxing everywhere I wish to keep this lovely light yellow. I'm using a junting as I did before and again very carefully going over the lines that I've already drawn. There's going to be a very large area that needs to be light yellow, and for that I'm going to use my brush. And here I go, waxing the bright lemon with my brush. As I said, they're big areas, so a brush is far easier than using a junting. You might be able to see Taylor's face beginning to appear. It's a bit early, so maybe not. Getting there. And there we go. I've now completed that task. Now the fabric is dry, I put on a very strong red onto my cloth. You can see the face of Taylor beginning to peek through. It's exciting when I put on the dye at this stage. You can begin to see the final image. Now I wax everywhere I wish to keep red. Initially with a junting, because quite honestly it's very fiddly, and at this stage I cannot make any errors, or Taylor, as I've said before, will not look like Taylor. So here I go, very carefully. I keep cleaning my junting with my paper towel because I need to make sure that there's going to be no drips in awkward places. And on I go. And now I've waxed everywhere where I need to be precise, I can now use my brush to fill in the areas. I'm on my last leg home. This is exciting. And now the waxing is complete. My final colour, a very strong black, is now put all over my cloth, and now you can really begin to see Taylor's beautiful face peeking through. I take off excess dye with paper towels. The wax in my batik now needs to be ironed out, and I put it on a piece of newspaper with some newspaper on top of it and start ironing. You can see the wax coming into the paper as it leaves the fabric. I change the underneath sheet, I put a new sheet on top, and I iron again. And on this process goes until my newspaper stays completely clean and the wax is all removed. And here we go. The paper's clean and the wax is out. And here is Taylor in all her glory. I hope you like this batik.